Folks, and the information I'm going to give you is not from Christian sources. These are from Harvard, Tufts, Columbia, Michigan, you name it. They're not even looking at, the spirituality or the spiritual component necessarily. They're looking at it from a purely secular basis. So add the spiritual, the godly teaching and training component to these statistics, and it blows your mind, the power, even more powerful, of the connection around the family dinner table. So first off, the largest federally funded study of American teenagers found a strong association between regular family meals with a parent and academic success. That was the Council of Economic Advisors to the President, and that was done back in 1982. So we've known this stuff for a long time. A Harvard study, I'm going to be quoting Harvard a lot this morning, of preschoolers, yay, your kids, found that family dinners was the most important event in helping children develop strong language skills, which translated into better grades in elementary school. Awesome. Columbia University, another Ivy League study, found that frequent family dinners were associated with better school performance, with teens 40% more likely to get A's and B's in school than their non-family mealtime counterparts. And this was, again, 4 or more times a week for 30 minutes a day around the family dinner table. It is so, so powerful. University of Illinois researchers found that children ages 7 to 11 who did well on school academic achievement tests spent a large amount of time, 5 or more times a week, eating meals together. One more example, last one on this, on A's and B's in school. Another example of how family mealtime gives kids an edge in the classroom, Lewis, Harris and Associates. How many of you have heard of the Harris polls? They were really big back in the 80s, 90s, 2000s. You hear a lot about Pew Research polls now. Harris was the biggie for about 3 decades. And during this period, they surveyed 2,000 high school seniors, and this is a research sample, meaning that they take the census data, they find 2,000 nationwide that match up identically to the census of the United States, if you understand how research is done. So this 2,000 students perfectly matches the US sample of high school students in the United States at that particular time. And the students took a test to measure academic ability and answered a few personal questions. Students who regularly ate dinner with their families scored better, significantly better than those who did not. And these results crossed racial lines and were a great indicator that whether the child was in a 1 or a 2-parent family. So if you're a single mom, take heart, because all of the research that I'm going to tell you today goes identical for whether there's 1 parent sitting at the dinner table or 2 parents. So you go ahead and you pull that high chair up to the table regardless, all right? And you feel like, hey, I'm empowered because the same research for a 2-parent family works for me as a single mom, all right? Pass that on to the single dads out there too, if you know any. And you may be asking yourself, why? Why family mealtime? Why is it so powerful? Why does this help? How do we know this? A's and B's, better A's and B's? How is that possible? Again, it's not the food, it's the fellowship. It's not the cooking, it's the connection. It's that 4 or more times a week when you are eyeball to eyeball, not distracted by other things in life, and you are talking on a regular basis, uninterrupted, with your child. Because that's where your children learn to listen. Wouldn't the world be a better place if we knew how to listen? Yeah? Wouldn't marriages be better if we learned how to listen as kids? We learned how to listen at the family dinner table. We learn how to articulate our thoughts. We learn how to not put others down. We learn how to not, bully and not say, oh, that's terrible, that's stupid, make fun of. We learn how to be open to other new ideas. We learn how to connect on an intimate level. And ladies, moms, doesn't the world need that in our hyper hooked up 14 or less characters? We're going to connect like that? Really? Is that what we want for our kids? Really? It's insane.